So Fortnite has had a decent amount of exotic assault rifles ever since Chapter 2 Season 7. So in this video, I want to rank all 5 of them from worst to best. But before we get into it, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe to help me reach 6,000 subs by the end of the year. Now without further delay, let's get into it. In 5th place, the Lawless Trinity Assault Rifle. Now let's start off by talking about the base gun, being the collateral damage assault rifle, which I honestly think is a very bad AR by itself. I see it more as an SMG because it shoots very fast but does like no damage and isn't very accurate, so I pretty much never pick this thing up and would choose any other AR over it that isn't the makeshift. So we're already off to a bad start with this gun, but its exotic ability is that it shoots 4 bullets at once in a triangular pattern in exchange for the fast fire rate. And on a side note, I genuinely did not know what this thing did for the longest time, and I just found out while researching for this video. But this ability basically changes up the entire purpose of the gun from being very fast firing but low damage to very slow fire rate but insane damage. Like, I mean, this thing hits for a truck. If you hit all 4 bullets, it does 66 damage, and if you hit all 4 with a headshot, it does 98 damage. But remember, that's only if you hit all 4 pellets. So just like with a shotgun, if you don't hit all of them, it can change dramatically depending on how much you hit. So a very slow fire rate paired with non-guaranteed damage for a hit when others on the list do similar damage or only require 1 hit makes for a pretty weak weapon compared to the others on the list, but it's not a bad gun by any means. In 4th place, the Heisted Explosive AR, and the base gun is the Red Eye Assault Rifle, which is a slow firing AR with a red scope, so very accurate, and it also does some pretty good damage. And this is a great assault rifle all around, and it has amazing potential for an exotic, and I'm happy to say it lives up to this potential. The exotic ability is that it shoots explosive projectiles instead of normal bullets, so it has bullet drop here and it's less accurate, but it deals twice as much damage, being 60 for a direct hit, and if you don't hit it directly, the explosion can still do some good damage, being 30 damage a hit. So basically what the base gun does just for hitting around the person, so if your aim isn't too good, you can still get some good damage off with this thing, but using it from range isn't a very good idea because of the bullet drop. But medium to close range, this thing thrives, and it's a very good exotic. In 3rd place, the Lawless Accelerant Hollow Twister, and the base gun is the Hollow Twister, which has a very middle of the road fire rate and is a red dot weapon, so it has great accuracy along with some pretty good damage, so it's a nice and solid AR all around. The exotic ability makes it so that every hit you land, it increases your movement speed and fire rate. Now this ability was 10 times better on the Maven shotgun, but it's still pretty solid on the Hollow Twister. Being able to just rain hell on people by shooting at the speed of light just off of a couple hits is very good for applying pressure, and you could probably get some hits off in between when they're building a new wall if you got enough hits off before. Also, if you use this at close range, your movement speed can be used to circle around someone, and then you can like hit fire them to death. But you usually don't use AR's close range, so the movement speed isn't that useful, but it can still be used in some very niche situations, like maybe you can run away with it. But the increased fire rate is definitely the star of the show here, since the damage is already good, so the increased fire rate can be used to vaporize someone before they even know it if your aim is good enough. So this is a nice and solid exotic all around. In 2nd place, the newest exotic AR, and that's the Eradicator OXR rifle. The base gun is the OXR rifle, which has a very good fire rate, a good accuracy, and good range, so it's a very versatile weapon all around, and a great AR. The exotic ability makes the damage increase for every consecutive hit, so the damage increases an extra 5 a hit, and it caps at 20 extra damage, and the boost ends after a couple of seconds of no damage, and it's an insane ability. The gun deals a basic 35 damage, so it deals 55 damage a body hit, with the maxed out boost in the headshot is a 1.75 multiplier, so it hits for a whopping 96 damage for a headshot. And since the gun is pretty accurate, getting consecutive hits isn't too hard, and you can easily get a 3 or 4 tap with this thing. For an AR, that's insane, and this is just an amazing exotic ability and an amazing gun altogether. But in 1st place is the Burst Pulse Rifle, and this is also the first exotic AR, so it still hasn't been dethroned. The base gun is the Pulse Rifle, and it's already amazing. When aiming down sights, it has a slower fire rate and it deals more damage and is very accurate. When hip firing, it has an extremely high fire rate but deals less damage and is less accurate. So this is a 2-in-1 gun for an AR and SMG, and even while hip firing, it still does like high tier AR damage, being 33 to 36 damage depending on the rarity, and while aiming down sights, it does 49 to 54 damage. And mind you, I'm still talking about the base gun right now. This isn't even the exotic yet, and it already does just 1 less damage than the maxed out OXR rifle did. The exotic ability is that it shoots in burst now, so it basically shoots even faster than it already did, and is extremely accurate still. So this is just an insane weapon all around, and is easily the best exotic AR, no question about it. But that's the end of my ranking. If you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate it if you like and subscribe to help me reach 6,000 subs by the end of the year. Also comment what other videos I should in the future. And let's see, cash at me if you can give some money, but that's enough out of me. Goodbye.